Hi there folks, Borislav 24/7 here with another Days Gone mission video. And on this video I'm going to show you all the easiest way in which to complete the mission that is called Ascending to the Underworld. Now, as you can see on screen, I actually have Shadow of Death written above this, and for good reason, because this is another mission that you have to complete before Ascending to the Underworld takes place. But truth be told, Shadow of Death is no more than a stealth mission. And it really is the hors d'oeuvre that is just leading up to the main act that is Ascending to the Underworld, because this requires a lot of killing. There are 25 militia in total that have to be taken out on Ascending to the Underworld, and it sounds like a tall task until you actually see how it is done. Because this particular mission is essentially in three sections. The first section comprises of 12 militia, the second section comprises of 7, and the third section comprises of 6. And trust me when I say, when you do it in the way that I show, it's not a difficult mission. And as always, I like to point out that I am taking on this mission on Survivor 2 difficulty, so this is as difficult as it will get. Not only that, I'm only using weapons that would be available to me at the time of taking on this mission. But given that I'm about to head back to the north after a long lengthy spell in the south, rest assured the weapons that you have at this point are really, really good. So for anyone who is actually wanting to skip the Shadow of Death, because it really doesn't require that much in the way of knowledge for, I will leave chapters on this particular video so that you can skip straight to Ascending to the Underworld. But for anyone that wants to see Shadow of Death, it is on this video as well. So, with all that being said, let's get to it. Right then folks, in order to get to Ascending to the Underworld, you must first complete the mission that is called Shadow of Death. Now, very important, before you actually go up to select this particular mission, and it is in Wizard Island where all this starts, do make sure that you have the correct weapons in place. Make sure that all your weapons are fully loaded. Make sure that you have suppressors for every single weapon, and I'm going to show you right now exactly what the hell you need to have for this, because there is very specific weapons, or at least one very important weapon that you must have. I have it in my locker. I purchased this quite some time ago, and it'll come as no surprise, it is the BFG. This is the game changer at this stage of the Days Gone campaign. Now, as well as this, I'm just going to show the other two weapons that I have. An SMP-9, as most people will carry, and Chicago Chopper. I like to have that primary purely because it has a ridiculous amount of ammo. And I don't even have the magazine upgrade for that weapon yet, or for the BFG I might add, but not going to be an issue, they won't be required. Just want to make sure that I am fully stocked on suppressors, and that's pretty much it. So at this point, I'm just going to get back on the bike, head over to the area that I'm supposed to go to, and I will get something that comes up on screen telling me that I am going to be locked out of the south after this mission takes place. And as well as this, worth pointing out that a lot of the cutscenes I am going to seriously cut down. I'll try and keep the story in place, but without dragging it out, because there is a crazy amount of cutscenes in these two particular missions. But I will let this one play out in full. Let's hear what the madman's got to say.
Last night, a new group of recruits joined our ranks and have already been sworn in. They have traveled far, from the east, west, south, and north. They're coming to this place. At this time is no accident. They bring word of more camps, like the one to the south, which we have purged. Camps filled with degenerates, thieves, drug addicts, and murderers. We are threatened, all of us. Every day, we live in the shadow of death. But that shadow is not cast by rabid freaks that surround us. They are part of God's plan. They are part of God's punishment. No! No! It is not the freaks who threaten to destroy us. It is our fellow man.
Yes, sir.
Like Noah before us. We have built an ark to save mankind. To save all the knowledge. So when the flood waters recede, we may rebuild. But in this age, here at the end of the world, God is not sending the oceans from their beds to rise up and sweep away the damned. There will be no baptism of water. No. In this last age, we are the flood. We are sent forth to baptize the world with fire! Today, we begin a holy war against all those who have brought down the wrath of God. We will move north, seek out the depraved, and cleanse.
Brian, this is St. John. Come in.
I'm here.
Okay, I hope you're ready because we're doing this. We're doing this right now.
Give me your coordinates.
Done.
Wait, where are you?
Center of Crater Lake, Wizard Island, the Militia camp.
You've disabled the RPGs.
Oh shit, not yet. I'll get right on that.
Radio me when you're ready. O'Brien out.
Right then, here we go. Shadow of Death. Not really much to this mission, it has to be said, but I do want to play this out in order to get to the big mission that is ascending to the Underworld. So the first thing that you have to do is to disable the RPG, and not a big issue. I've just stopped to let them move over there, but you don't have to. At this point, it's just heading over there, just destroy it, make sure that it's not going to fire, and then you just follow where the screen is prompting you to go, which is a good job because you can lose yourself in these cave sections very easily if you don't have these guides here, but thankfully even I can follow this, so so everybody knows playing this game, my sense of direction is not always the best.
Can't you stand guard or do whatever it is you're doing out there?
Colonel's orders. Gotta keep eyes on you at all times.
Yeah, well, fuck the Colonel's orders.
Hey, you watch your mouth. Things are changing around here. And if you don't follow the orders...
Make sure we're clear.
You're good. You're clear.
Okay.
What's the plan?
I need you to pack your stuff. We're leaving.
How are we gonna get out of here? There are guards everywhere.
Do you trust me? Well, Brian,
I'm here.
we're heading up to the cone. We got one shot at this.
Copy that. O'Brien out.
Who's O'Brien? Where are we going?
Look, I don't have time to explain. You got everything? We're not coming back.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Stay close, and if we see anyone...
In case you didn't read my note. Wait, so who's O'Brien? How's he getting us out of here?
Okay, this is the start of the stealth mission, but there is another cutscene coming very quickly, and it's a fairly short one, so I will play out. It does move along after this, I promise you folks.
No, that one. The canister. Right. Private, are you paying attention? Eyes on your work, man. That canister, right there. Up! I don't want to see that canister fall.
Shit, he let us go.
Yeah, Weaver's a good guy, provides an escape route for Sarah and Deke. So for the rest of this mission, all you've got to do is to keep a reasonable distance behind Sarah, because she is either going to be the distraction, or in one case, she will actually take out one of the guards herself.
He's coming here?
So
Look, it's a long story. I'll tell you all about it once we get clear.
a video for this particular mission did not have to be made, but it's just important to get things going in order to get on to ascending to the underworld, so that's the only reason this is included. But there will be a chapter marked on this video, so that you can skip by this if you wish. Because the mission that everybody's wanting to see how it's done is ascending to the underworld.
I'm sorry, man. This area's off limits.
How dare you?
Yeah, here we go. Sarah has the guard's attention. That's it. Time for Deke to put the guard to sleep. Yep. And it's just moving on up and rinse and repeat. Although I think Sarah actually takes this next one out herself.
Be careful.
Yeah, she does. Good girl. Ah, I like that. Nice wee touch with the helmet flying off. Okay, moving on. Thankfully, this mission does not take long to complete.
You want to go with me?
As I said at the start, just keep your distance behind Sarah, and you'll get into no bother whatsoever. The only time I've ever been caught at all is when I start being a little bit too close to Sarah, and then all of a sudden, one of these guards appeared and you're spotted. So it's just don't take the risk. There we go. You just wait for the talking to begin, and then
You see this ray?
yeah, hallelujah. Another one bites the dust.
Nice.
You too.
I can see daylight. Come on, we're almost there.
Okay, just about there.
We're at the cone.
So when we get to the top of this section, I will let this last cutscene play out in full. After that, yes, I'm going to speed it up a touch while trying to keep the story in place, but certainly we'll move it along a damn sight quicker.
Okay, we made it.
Where's it? Where is he? Where's O'Brien?
He'll be here. He'll be here. We just need to.
Gentlemen, this is the top of the cone where you can see we get an amazing view here. Oh, Lieutenant, I've just been giving this group of new recruits a tour of the island. We're just about to go down into the Ark. You should join us. Gentlemen,
Colonel-
this is Lieutenant Whitaker. She heads up part of the research team that's exploring ways to use poison to defeat our enemies. Traitor!
Wait!
Stay back!
I was just trying to tell you
Don't
that we
listen
were
to
going
her.
on a
He's a
supply run.
murderer and a spy.
Why would you
Do you
listen
remember
to
that
him
camp I
over
told
me?
you about?
You know
I
me
am
not.
Mike, the leader of that camp. Lost Lake sent him here.
full of shit.
Son of a bitch has a tattoo covering his back. Some satanic shit.
You wear the image of Cerberus.
Colonel, it was me! Ah! It was me! Colonel, I lied.
Pretty simple, really. The way I figure it, any man who goes through God knows what to find his old lady does not deserve to die at the end of a rope.
Hey, Corey. When I told the colonel about my military service, I told him I hated every goddamn minute of it, but, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad if I'd served under someone like you.
You know, maybe it's not too late.
Right then, finally, some proper action. Ascending to the underworld, let's do this. Before I head on the bike, I want to make sure that the BFG has a suppressor in place and the Chicago Chopper has a suppressor in place. Truth be told, I'm not going to be using the Chicago Chopper too much, but it's nice to have it in place anyways, should you need it. But from here, it's not a long bike ride to get to the first section, and it's when you start to get to the snowy areas that it really all begins. So at this point, I don't even need to bring up the minimap for this. It's a fairly straightforward drive to this section, and here we go now. Moving up along this way, normally I'm looking for that pickup there on the left hand side. Just after that, I'm looking to stop about here just before this big mound of snow. Right then, at this point, the first 6 militia I always take out in this very specific order. And it's only after I've taken out the first 6 that I even start to count how many militia I've got left to take out, because there's no prompts on screen that tell you how many that you've got to take out. I just know there is 12. But right now, that first one has been taken out. I'm looking for this next sniper right over here. Looking to take out the next militia just below him, and there's a flamethrower guy down there. Just one shot to the back there. So that is 4 of them taken out. From here, the next 2 I'm looking to take out are militia that are at height. Sniper right over there, nice and easy. This one over here, however, has a lot more armor on. He will take 2 shots. And there we go. That is the last one. When I've taken out that particular militia guy, I know I only have 6 left to find. So at this point now, it goes a little bit more random. I'm just staying out of sight, looking for targets. I know there's at least 2 that will come out of the house on my left, but I'm seeing that one in the distance. That's nice. This one here will take 2 shots. You can always tell when they're heavily armored like that. So that's 2 of the remaining 6. And at this point, yep, bang on cue. The 2 that I did mention that are normally over in this house over here. That one's been made slightly harder, but not a problem. Right. As you can see, already I've just about cleared out this area. Very hassle-free, I might add. Nice. I know I've only got 1 left. Now, I'm not seeing any at this point. So, the last one tends to be, I wouldn't say quite at the bike. I have seen on occasions one of the militia heading over to my bike, but they're usually round about that area. If they're not actually at the bike, they're usually near the area where you have to cut the rope in order to proceed by. And what do you know, there they are. So another 2. I don't know how the bloody hell I missed that one with the second shot there, but never mind. And that's it. You hear off Deke there. He gives confirmation that, and the only time he gives confirmation, I might add, that you've actually taken care of all the militia in this section. So, it's back to the bike, but before I head to the next section, I do want to show a couple of areas that I look to go to every time before moving on. Now, if you're playing this and you're not in any hurry whatsoever, you can go about looting the shit out of everybody here, check out all the areas, but for me here, I'm only actually interested in 2 sections. The first is this tent area here. Now, there is some scrap there, always handy to have, but it's all about that box there. I'm wanting ammunition. And of course, it's ammunition for the BFG. It's the only weapon I've used so far. But there is more. The house over here as well, there's actually a hell of a lot of items over here. And truth be told, you could be looting this area for quite some time before moving on to the second section, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just having a quick look around here, showing everybody what you can get roughly. But it's inside this area here. You've got another chest here and another 5 sniper rifle ammo bullets. So there's also flashbangs in there, and they are not a bad idea as well to use in 1 or 2 of these sections if you want to create a bit of confusion. But honestly, not required in the way that I'm going to show how to take out this mission. So the final part of this first section is heading over to here. You have to move this vehicle, and then Deke will be able to move down to section number 2. Right then, section number 2 consists of 7 militia, but there is only 4 moving targets that you have to contend with here, because the other 3 militia consist of 2 snipers that don't move from their positions and 1 militia that has a flamethrower, and he doesn't move from his either. So that's my first target every time, because there's always one of the militia moving over in that area. Now, I'm looking for any other movement over here before looking to take out the 2 snipers. And yep, I can see one over there. Thank you very much. Now I am looking for the 2 snipers. Now, there is one above the bridge section. He's quite some way away, but this really plays in your favour here because the BFG has fantastic range. And look at that. He didn't even see it coming. Now this next one, I'm heading to this higher ground here. When I get to around about here now, I want to start aiming and just very slowly, yep, just until I can see enough of the sniper. Now I'm moving to the high ground here. I know there's only 2 left that are moving about that I need to find. That is one. And what do you know, I can see them at this second as well. That's it. I know the threat here. That's it done. There is only 1 other militia left here, and it's the one with the flamethrower. I know exactly where he is. He never moves. He's right over here, and it's just going to be 1 shot to his backpack there. Ignite the canisters at the back. That's it, job done. So again, there's a lot of stuff that you can get your hands on around here, including a remote bomb that will allow you to blow the barricade that's blocking you from getting into the tunnel. But again, my biggest interest is in ammo. Because truth be told, I've got more than enough items on me at the moment to blow that flipping tunnel open. But the game does make sure that even if you don't, you're still going to be able to get the job done. And there we go. 1 remote bomb. I will take it. But there is another box of ammo right over here. And that will see me very nicely for the last section. And again, the last section that's coming up also consists of a flamethrower guy, which just about takes him out of the equation as a viable threat, because he doesn't get near you. So the last section, when I do get to it, although it'll consist of 6 militia, only 5 of them really are of prime concern. So at this point, it is a long way back to the bike, so I will speed this up a wee touch. Right then, folks, on to the last section. 6 militia to take care of, and I like to make sure when entering this tunnel to keep the lights off the bike. The screen does adjust eventually, and I just move along until I get to the second fire engine in this tunnel. Once I get there, off the bike, crouch position, and I want the BFG in place. Now, as I mentioned before, of the 6 militia here, one of them is a flamethrower guy. He will not give you any bother at all. It's the other 5, and I want the 2 snipers out of the way, so this is how I start my attack. First one over there, then I'm looking to get that one very quickly, then move over to the police car just to reload, and I want a focus cocktail in place for this. Now I'm going after the heavily armoured guy. It's got to be, in order to get him with 2 shots, go for headshots here. One to take the helmet off and the other to take his head off. From here, my priority is on the moving ones that aren't the flamethrower guy. And I'm only now seeing the flamethrower guy left. This is quite common. So I'm just going to clip the canisters at the back again. Now, if you get a situation like this and you can't see the last militia guy, he's going to be in one of 2 positions. Either over in this tent section here and at this side, and lo and behold, there he is. And that's this all done, by the way. Or if he isn't there, he'll be somewhere over in this section here. But I don't need to worry about that now. And I'm not interested in looting in any way, shape or form, because I don't even require any more ammunition. That is it. That is all the killing I have to do here. And that is a potentially very tricky mission just made an absolute mockery of, because I am playing this on Survivor 2. I don't even have any of the patch perks from the challenges in place, so it's yeah, it really is as hard as it's ever going to get, because if I had the challenge modes completed on this playthrough, I would have had a lot more advantages, especially with bullet penetration, for example. So some of these enemies might have been a tad easier to kill or required less shots. But anyhow, before the next set of cutscenes comes along, it is just a reasonably short bike ride back to Lost Lake. And yeah, even though I'm on Survival 2, I can bring up the minimap by pressing the R3 button, which is for survival vision, and it will bring up the minimap very briefly. So it's something handy to know if you're playing on Survival 2. But right now, not very far away, and my god, the weather conditions are pretty much as usual around this area. Goddamn awful. I was lucky I didn't upend the bike there by clouting that tree, but yep. This next section will trigger a number of cutscenes before the very end.
Hey! They're pulling out. They're on the run. We got him. We got him. Where's Skizzo? Has anyone seen Skizzo? We did it, man.
Right on, dude.
Go after him! Don't let him get away!
Hey, you lazy son of a bitch, I wanted to see if you wanted to go fishing. We got a camp to feed. And when they come back here, they're gonna slaughter each and every one of you. At least they're gonna try.
Unless we hit them first.
Okay, so I found this in a survivalist bunker.
Wait, this is...
Yeah, we're gonna need a truck, something big, something like a dump truck, and we're gonna fill it full of
Ammonium
fertilizer.
nitrate?
Yep, we're gonna mix it with 100 gallons of creosote. In the survivor camp, and you got the armory and the garrison right by the main gate. We hit that, we tear out the heart of the Colonel's militia.
And that is it, folks. Shadow of Death and Ascending from the Underworld, well and truly taken care of. And that brings me very nicely to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, folks, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Take care.